Hello everyone and welcome to another update on the ARG Poppy Playtime. So as I mentioned previously on the other ARG video, I was going to keep you up to date when a chunk of evidence was released and everyone on the Discord solved the problem and all the passwords. And luckily for us, we have finally cracked the case for the newest passwords. Now these ones were a little bit tricky as it did involve the social media pages and a lot of the imagery that came from them. So to cut it short, each of the Twitter pages had some numbering behind the avatar or the banner. So the first clue that we got from these images and banners was Stella, as her avatar actually held number 1. And then we moved over towards Eddie, and Eddie's banner had 9, 14, 22, 5, 14, 5, 18, 21, 14, 20. And when converted, this spout a word on screen because I, for the life of me, cannot get this pronunciation right. And then after that, we looked at Leif Pierre's banner, and he, of course, gave us 9, 14, 6, 5, 18, 14, 21, 13. And this spout out this word, because I can't pronunciate it as well. But aside the fact, we tried to go away at these passwords, but nothing was working. We were missing something. And this was hinted by all the devs in the Discord as they just sat and laughed at us. But with that being said, we had one more piece of evidence to find, and luckily it was right in our faces the whole time. It was an image that the Playtime Co Twitter page shared, and the contents of that image were what we needed. And if we looked in one of these sections of the image, we found a few bits of information, and it gave us the order in which to do the passwords and a date after it. And there we go, we have the password to access these files. Now please note, there are 2 different passwords to access the 2 different types of files, but luckily we did find them in the end. And this is where the ARG takes a whole new step. Because aside from the fact that if you actually translate the passwords, they actually come back as "they found how," or some variation of that sentence, that's not the only thing that's scary. It's actually, in fact, the video as well as the new security GIF. So for context, I'm going to play the video for you now, and you can listen to it in all its entirety. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Mr. Pierre, I just want to apologise. I was wrong. Nothing weird is going on here at all. See, I talked to the maintenance guy, and he admitted that he had not done his due diligence maintaining Huggy, so his eyes probably just, popped out of place. That must be what I saw. So I'm done. I'm not looking into it anymore. And I mean, not that there was anything to look into in the first place, but that's in the past. You won't be hearing anything else from me. So sorry.
So the first thing I want to get out the way with this video is, yes, it is indeed confirmed this person, Rowan Stoll, as we can see by his name tag that this time he sets up nicely that we can see. Of course it's a bit blurry, but with a few video editing tricks and wizardry we can refine the image a little bit and get a better sense of what it's actually trying to say. And of course it says Rowan Stoll. But aside from that point, there's a different type of fear from this video that I'm getting, and it's of Rowan Stoll, and he's being either bullied into dropping the whole thing consistently or threatened with it. And I think this is the pivotal point from when he sends out the letters, because I do think after all this it's going to reveal that he is the one to be the whistleblower within the company, and it makes sense after seeing what he's getting treated like and how it's going to turn out. There's something really interesting about the body language of the actor as well, because as he's saying, no, there's nothing going on here, it's all okay, he's shaking his head. Naturally, his body is giving out this information that, don't trust what I'm saying because it's obviously not true. There is something still going on. Keep looking deeper. Now, with that being said, I do think at some point today or tomorrow we're going to get a new set of clues. Well, actually, I think we already have one clue in our possession. But I do think the FTP is going to allow us to access another set of folders. And again, when that does, I'll let you know. So if you want to be up to date and keep that in mind, hit subscribe, like, do all the usual things. But there's one more thing we need to talk about, and that is, in fact, the security camera feed number 3. So pulling up this image, we can see that, of course, they are definitely hinting at the new location for Chapter 3. And this looks to be took from some sort of, perhaps even observation deck, if you will. But similar to how they branded the Make a Friend machine in Chapter 1, it's another setup similar to that. But interestingly enough, I think this machine in the middle is going to be a little bit more intriguing than that. I think it's actually more of like a compression type deal. I think this is going to be something that's going to, it's a cast die, like you put something in it and it produces something. Perhaps even more so, more unethically from what we see on the surface level of Poppy Playtime. Perhaps this machine is responsible for the living toys and whatnot. But it's interesting because all around it you can see conveyor belts in, obviously, where things are meant to slide in and drop off, and then of course they get put into the machine for processing, and then the machine does whatever it does. But interestingly enough, what's coming out of that machine in the middle looks to be something where air could escape from and make noise, so who knows. But something else really interesting is the observation windows aside it, like the walkway, the catwalk that we can see. There's an office in the corner, and obviously behind the machine it goes even further back. It's a little bit hard to see, but you can see it goes further and further back. And also there seems to be some sort of gaping hole behind the machine. Now whether that's like a stairway to another house again, or it's to go to a lower level where they probably work on the machines. But there is one thing that has caught my eye about this, and I don't know if anyone's going to remember, but remember in Chapter 1 where we exploited the unused maps within the game and we got to traverse an area that looked a little bit like the offices, but there was one bit in that level which had basically the production of baby doll heads. Now, in that area, they look to have a similar setup of objects, so the conveyor belt looks rather similar. So I do wonder if we're gonna see what that unused level was be turned into something usable in Chapter 3, and I think we're staring at it right now. But who knows? But with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video. Again, if you want to keep up to date with the Poppy ARG, make sure you hit subscribe. I'm going to be releasing it when I get good enough evidence to cover it. Obviously, I don't want to release it every time something brand new comes out, or else I'll be making a brand new video after this one, because I think I figured out one of the clues already. And with that being said, make sure you hit like, comment, and subscribe to all the YouTube stuff. And if you want to go the extra mile to support the channel, if you're ever on the Poppy Playtime merchandise store, make sure to use the code It's Just Jord for 10% off your order. But with that being said, have a lovely morning, day, or night wherever you are in this world. Stay safe, and I'll see you all in the next Poppy video.